Hi all, just twisting up a couple of heavy Czech Style Caddis patterns. Got a 3.8mm tungsten cyclops bead, 10 wraps of 0.02 inch lead wrap. Pushed it in advance. Gonna hit it with a little bit of super glue. Hold it in place as per my previous video on lead. And I'm going to start tying using the UTC gray brown 70. I'm going to build up a taper to about the width of the lead. Fairly straightforward. Pretty much in the money here. There we go. Get that nice, ideally smooth taper. Take it back fairly far into the bend of the hook. I'm using a Dohiko number 10. 644. There we go. All right. There we go. Got that there. I'm using medium Lagartun oval tinsel. I'll be tying a couple flies, so I on a slightly longer piece. You tie it in with the round side facing the shank, so when you wrap forward, the oval side is exposed. Okay, pull that tinsel out of the way. Of course it's not going to behave, that's all right. Wax up the thread a little bit and made a little custom dubbing. It's light olive and woodduck CDC feathers. There's olive squirrel, ginger squirrel, pinch of chopped Arizona Simiseal, golden peacock. I always keep the formula for a homemade dubbing on the back of the package if I can. You don't need too much, just a pinch. You know, so you got enough to do your thread. Should keep it actually, in spite of it being a big thick fly, should probably keep the dubbing reasonably thin. Certainly to start with. Use 4 fingers to pull it up. I hear my dryer in the background. There we go. And give it a little bit of twist so it stays on there. You want it a bit scruffy, so it's not terrible if it's entirely twisted on perfectly. And then we wrap. I don't bother counter wrapping, I go clockwise. Same direction that I'm tying my thread on. 3 nice even wraps if you can. Doesn't really matter how many. 4, 5, and 6. There we are. Couple of wraps behind to secure it. Couple of wraps in front. We're going to be going over this, the tag end of this, so it's not too bad. And normally I don't use my good quality scissors on oval tinsel, but I'm going to use them this time. There we go. Peacock Ice Dub, I've been using quite a bit of lately. Nice and easy to get a buggy thorax area. It's not going to be too big, so you don't need a heck of a lot of the ice dub. I think I saw Cheech over on Fish 5 Food doing a couple of neat tricks with ice dub, because it's a pain in the ass to twist with, but I don't find this stuff too bad. There. In there. Bit thick in the thorax area, but nothing major. Go in with my UTC 70 fluorescent fire orange. I like this fluorescence. I like it better than regular fluorescent orange. Trim the tag end of the fluorescent orange. And then a couple of wraps around the actual tying thread that we've used. And then a couple more wraps around, just a couple of circles. And get it down there. And then we just trim off the old thread. And build up the hot spot to whatever thickness we think is appropriate. Generally, if you flatten the thread out, I like to go for ideally about 2, maybe 3 wraps total in terms of the width of the hot spot. I find that it's one side always comes out just the right thickness, and the other side, on the far side that you can't see, usually comes out thinner or thicker, as the case may be. I think I've got it balanced on this side. Okay, so I do flatten the thread, do 3, I'll do 4 turns of the hot spot thread. Just push it back a little bit with your thumbnail and your fingernail. There. And trim it off. There we go. Cut any super long bits. Hit it with a bit of with a dubbing brush. In this case, Velcro on my bodkin, just to mess it up a bit. Give it a bit of texture. And maybe pick a bit of the ice dub out a little bit. And give it a little bit of a brush as well. And if you've got any bits that look a little too long or a little too shaggy, you can go in and just trim it off. This is a fish and fly. I needed one for my box. super glue again. This tube's starting to get a little sticky. And carefully apply it to the hotspot collar. I find that even if I do super glue on the thread while I'm whip finishing, it still manages to unravel at times. So I like to do it after the fact, even if I do it while I'm tying, while I'm whip finishing. There we go. All right, put that aside so it doesn't get stuck all over everything. And we're done. Caddis-ish. Czech nymph. No shellback, nothing special. Keep it simple. Fishes really well. Anyways, take care.